Welcome to We Don't Have Cookies with your host, Jason Marshall.
You guys, how are we doing tonight, Diesel? Okay. So, for those of you who do not know, I am Amanda Hunchback. I will be your hostess for this fabulous night of comedy. Make some noise for Diesel Barnett for bringing us a fabulous night of comedy. So honored to be with so many incredible comedians, none of whom I know. So I'm actually I'm not going to lie, you guys. We have a really cool thing. We also have a podcast going on right now. So you guys are going to be like sold on iTunes. So it is the We Don't Have Cookies podcast, and it'll be up on Thursday. And when they told me we don't have cookies, I said, I'm not showing up then. Because I'm fat. You guys, I in the past 4 months, I have lost 25 pounds. Thank you. That's one thing that's been going on with my life. The other thing is I started smoking marijuana a little bit. Okay, I love that you guys had that response. Because if I came up here and said, you guys, I recently started heroin, it would not have as much of a yay moment. It's funny to me. I never thought I'd try it. The first time I tried it, it wasn't a baked good. Because, obviously, I always knew a cookie would get me. And it was absolutely hilarious to me because I know all these people who are big potheads, and they're all fucking skinny. And here I am, and I've been accused of smoking pot my entire life because they're like, look at this fat bitch who has the munchies. No, I'm just hungry. I'm just always hungry. So it amazes me because I know all these potheads, and they always are getting high, and they're eating like 25 Pop-Tarts, couple pizza bites. I fucking look at a salad and I gain 10 pounds. I don't fucking get it. And it's absolutely awful for me. You guys, I'm also really excited because it's a very special night for me. My mother is here. Yeah, make some noise. My fucking mother is here. So I figured tonight was the perfect night to show up at a... Sup, dude? What's up? Get your gay ass in here, faggot. I mean that with love. It's funny when I say it, right? Oh, close the door. Wow. That's not the closet, baby. Can't come out of that. So I decided to put on a pretty dress and say awful, terrible things all night long. So we have a fabulous show for you all. So of course we don't have cookies. We have incredible bartenders, so make some noise for the bartenders. Bartenders, just Aaron right there, slinging the drinks. Who is drinking this evening? Yeah? Perfect! If you have a drink, please raise your glass. If you don't have a drink, go see Aaron. I guarantee you that drinking is going to make this whole experience a lot less painful. Also, what my uncle said to me. Here's to the whore from Peru. She lined her pussy in glue. She said to the sailor, you pay to get in, you can pay to get the fuck out too. Cheers. Gonna write that one down. Sailor, pussy, glue, set in front of my mother. I love my mother very much. She actually has where I get a lot of my dark sense of humor. She told me this joke when I was really young, and it always stuck with me. She said, do you remember when you were a kid and you used to blow bubbles? Yeah, I loved it. I loved blowing bubbles. She said, well, he's back in town. He'd like you to give him a call. Kid you not. One of my first memories of my mother telling jokes. So that's fantastic. So good. Okay, so I'm planning on getting nice and drunk. Do we have any, I don't know this crowd. I know some of you, I don't know all of you. Do we have any gay guys here tonight? All by myself. Don't wanna be... I love it. Well, we have one. It's like... I know. It looks like you and me are gonna build an ark and get two of every animal. Let's make them the same sex, though. Let's get really weird. So, do we have any lesbians in the building? Yes! No! Make some noise for this lesbian. Make some noise. I love lesbians! And lesbians, you do a man's job. You lick pussy. I I don't lick pussy, because pussy looks like it might lick me back. I don't fuck with that. You do you, I'll do me. No, I have awful lesbian jokes. Can I tell you one? Why are lesbians always so quiet? Because cats got their tongue. Thank you, you guys. Thank you. I love it. No, I love lesbians. What's your name?
Andrea.
Oh, that's a mouthful with a vagina in here. Oh, God, that's a lot. Andrea. What do they moan? Do they moan Andrea while you're licking their pussy? Are you the licker or the licky?
Both.
Oh, she's greedy, everybody. She's greedy. Okay, well, what happened last?
I was the giver.
You were the giver.
Yeah.
I feel like that's easier.
No.
Well, I mean, there's... No. I mean, for going out at a bar, picking up a girl, because there's a lot of freshness that I'm sure you want to take. Do you keep like a pad with you? Something? Maybe a moist towelette? Sure, as in, no, hey. Look, Long John Silver's, everybody. Oh God. This is what bombing is like. So, do we have any straight girls in the audience? Yeah, that's my mom. That's I think she just outed herself, everybody. She's like, I'm gonna play along. I love it. Well, thank God. If not, this would be an awkward moment for our family. My mother didn't applaud. I bet my mom's a big old tyke. I love it. Do we have any straight guys in the audience? Sup, bruh? Want to go watch the foot skip ball and touch each other's peenies? Maybe? Every time they get a goal, I'll blow you. I really like the 49ers. They're good at hockey. I don't speak sport very well. Do you enjoy the sports? Okay. Well, what do you enjoy, straight guy? Pussy. Perfect. You and the lesbian are sitting at a table together. That makes a lot of sense. Bring it all full circle. I love it. Are you single?
No.
Oh, okay. You're taken. Where's the lovely lady?
I don't know.
Oh, shit. Well, she's not with the lesbian, so I feel like you're safe.
I might be okay.
You might, I don't know. She could be, I don't know. She could get weird.
This shit.
Oh, you're what? Oh my God. She's the organizer. Oh, it's nice to know I got fired by hitting on...
How can they sit up front? They're not fucking rookies.
I know. What? Dear Lord. I absolutely love it, though. We're going to have a lot of fun this evening. Are y'all ready to see some real stand-up comedy? Yes! Okay. So I'm very excited. I don't know this entertainer, but I love his name because I've been saying it incorrectly all night long. I'm Vahid, and he is Vahid. Ah! Listen to Vahid!
Hi everyone, my name is Vahid, and it always bothers me when I'm talking about being a gay guy and I hear guys say things like, I don't know how guys can date dudes. Dudes are fucking gross. Well, yeah, they are. That's why I don't date dudes. I date gay men. Take care of themselves. The other day I was giving one of my friends a ride home from work, and I realized I had to stop by the store, so I say to him, I have to go shopping. Out of nowhere, he says, I don't know how people can shop at Walmart. Walmart's fucking gross. It's like, well, yeah, it is fucking gross. That's why I don't shop at Walmart. Shop at Target. Because Target takes care of itself. Fucking hate Walmart. It's the kind of store that you'll hate so much, you'll start to hate the stores around it, too. The other day I left and I was like, fuck joint fabrics. Sometimes it doesn't have any signs, so it'll just sneak up on you while you're driving. So you have to keep your eye out for some trashy landmarks. There's some trashy things that might indicate a Walmart's nearby. Like, for example, trash. Just bags of trash on the side of the road. I don't know how they got there. It was like someone was driving their trash and then decided not to. Here's a fun fact about Walmart. Do you know this? Walmart's the only store in the entire country, the only one, that has an aisle for every amendment in the Constitution, with the exception of women's rights. Alcohol, tobacco, prostitution, guns. They sell guns at Walmart, right across from the slaves. I'm just kidding, I don't sell slaves, they just happen to work there. So we went to Walmart, and I bought a bush, like a shrub, just one. That was all I needed. I had 6 more at home. I don't know why I have 6. I don't have 6 of anything else. I don't even have $6, but it's my hobby. I like to collect bushes and just set them around my house so that when people come over, I can say weird things about them. Yeah, come on in. You can leave your shoes on. And don't look directly at them. Which dog treats into a bush. They're just a little shy. Hey! I'm sorry, I'm not usually like this. No! You want something to drink? Water? Anyway, speaking of bushes, I was changing my 3-year-old niece's diaper the other day. She's 3, I mean. And they don't tell you this, but once they start eating solid foods, it's just poop. Just solid poop, like an adult turd. The kind that goes in the toilet. Like it was real, like it had weight to it. Had its own social security number. His name was Jeff. He told me about his wife and 2 kids, and then I flushed him down the toilet. And in the midst of all this, my niece looks up at me, and she's really curious as to what's going on. Why does she keep having to experience this? She looks at me and she says, Uncle V, why do diapers have to be changed? My first instinct was to show her the poop, let her see for herself. She knows why diapers need to be changed. But instead I said, well, Allie, it's because if we didn't change your diaper, your vagina would get infected. And if your vagina gets infected, we'll have to take you to see Dr. Madison. And then she gets this really weird look on her face. The kind of look that, you know, when the kid's about to say something stupid. She looks at me and she's like, is Dr. Madison gonna make me a new vagina? She looks at me like I'm the dumbass. So I say, yes. She is. But then she gets really excited and she's like, is it going to be like Build-A-Bear Workshop? And I said, yes. That's right, Allie. That's exactly right. If your vagina gets infected, Dr. Madison will personally take you to Build-A-Vagina Workshop, where best friends are made. You'll get to customize your very own Disney princess vagina, complete with its own accessories. You can choose from luscious locks of gold, just like Rapunzel's vagina, or thick red pubes. And best of all, every vagina comes with 7 pre-recorded voices. At the touch of a button, your vagina could say things like, "You're my best friend," or "That tickles." Or they could even sing songs from your favorite Disney movies, like, "Darling, it's better down where it's wetter." That's all I got. Thank you.
Give it up for Vahid, everybody. It's fantastic. Look, I personally know I'd go to the Build-A-Vagina Workshop. But actually, I want to get this doctor's number. I love it. I love it. He's a very nice man. You're very sweet. Are you single? No. Oh, is it? Oh my gosh. How long have you been together?
3 years.
Okay, you can bring a third to the mix. What's up? What's up? I love it. Sorry. No, you just seem like such a nice person. People are so rude nowadays. They're really mean. People are so... I was at Walmart, and I saw a rude person. Okay, so I was parking my car, and I parked it in the handicap space because it was closer. And so I get out of my car, and I start walking to the store, and this woman, out of nowhere, says, "Excuse me, sir." Really? I said, "Oh, pardon me?" She said, "Sir, you're parked in a handicap spot. What happens to be your handicap?" And I say, "Well, I have fucking Tourette's, you ugly cunt. What the fuck is your problem? Mind your own business, bitch." Walked right in. Had to do what I had to do. People are mean. This next entertainer is not mean, though. I think he's going to be an absolute sweetie. Ladies and gentlemen, help me over the stage. I can see who it is. I'm fine. Sorry. I was just warming up for what he and I are going to do later. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Jack!
Amanda Sue, everybody. It's here for Amanda. So I slapped somebody else's child recently. You ever want to do that? Anybody ever had that happen? Yeah? It wasn't that recently, I guess. Okay, I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm not going to be here long. I'm going to tell you this story. You're going to be on my side by the end of this. Let me just clarify, it was an awful kid. It wasn't one of the cool ones, so don't worry. Like the kind of kid, like, if you lose them during a fire drill, you're like, I did my best. You know the kind of kid I'm talking about? So, this is what happened. I used to be a preschool teacher, and the events in this story may or may not have happened in Clark County, so I need you guys to be cool, all right? You ready to go on board? I can tell anybody? I look across the classroom one day, and I see one of my students in front of an electrical outlet with a pair of scissors, and he's about to put the scissors into the electrical outlet, because, didn't have anything else going on, I guess. That was a good idea. And I know what you're thinking. Why didn't I have the safety covers on the outlet, right? I did. He pried it out, because that's how dedicated he was to this idea. He was really dedicated to it. So I see him across the room, and I think, oh, great, this kid is about to seriously get me fired, and I can't have that. Not again. I don't think so. So I decided to stop him. I don't know if you work with kids. The way it works is there's this weird reverse voodoo doll effect. They hurt themselves, and then I get blamed for it, is how it works. I don't know if you... what happens is they'll be like, well, he jumped off the top shelf of the library. Why'd you let him do that? I'm like, well, he didn't clue me in. That's what he was thinking. He didn't call a conference and say, I'm considering, here's my proposal. I'm going to climb up on top of the shelf and jump off, break a leg. Let's have some discussion. Anybody have any feedback? That's not exactly how it goes down most of the time, but parents, you can't just tell them that, right? So I said I'm going to call out his name. I'm going to stop him from doing this. Now, I don't want to say his name. This kid's probably like 12 or 13 at this point. So I don't want to say his name. Don't anybody looking for him. I'll just give him a hypothetical name. I'll give him a fake name. Let's call him Dick. Let's call him Dick for this story. So I call out, hey, little Dick, don't do that. It's not safe. This is his reaction to me. Direct quote. Nah. And he goes right back in. The nah, right? Now, okay, let me just say, no adult could ever get away with that. There's no way they could pull that off, right? Hey, Bill, your house is on fire. You need to get out. Nah. All right, bye, Bill. Have a nice life. Good luck to you. Hope it works out. Enjoy the skin graft. Hey, what happened to Bill? He was being a jerk. We left him inside. Can't do that with kids. Doesn't work. So here's the mistake I made, okay? I thought that calling out to this child was enough. If you work with kids for any amount of time, especially preschoolers, proximity is key. You gotta be close, right? I hadn't gone any closer to this kid. And so at the last moment, I take off running, and just as I get to him in my effort to save his life, I ever so gently just slap the shit out of him. Just a full contact high five to the head as I came through. He slid across the floor. Like, have you seen curling on TV during the Olympics? The Olympics slid across this floor. I was expecting people with little brooms to come and clear the path in front of him. I don't know if you have ever heard the sound of a 4-year-old skull bouncing off a hardwood floor, but it is exhilarating, let me tell you. It wakes you up, just like that. Now here's the problem. I have a whole classroom full of kids. I got 15 kids in the room. None of them see the scissors. None of them see the danger, right? So as far as they know, their teacher just bounded across the classroom and assaulted their classmate. And I hate to have to see me that way. I'm a teacher, I don't want kids to think of me that way. But at the same time, I don't like to waste opportunity. So I paused for a minute, and I looked at the rest of the class, and I said, in this classroom, we follow directions. Give me one of those. Little Dick's not done. Springs to his feet. This is what he says to me. I'm telling my mom you hit me. Yeah, first thing he says to me after I saved his life, right? So I'm like, all right, great. This kid's going to tell his mom. Now, what I wanted to say was, don't you tell anyone, right? But look at me. I cannot say that. Don't you tell anyone. And there's no circumstance where I can say that now. Too many people before me have done heinous things and ruined that phrase for the rest of it. There are certain phrases that may have been good at one time that now cannot be used. Right? Like Master Race, for example. You know, it's not good, but at one time it might have been fine, and then some people got together and ruined it for the rest of us, mainly white guys, right? So I cannot at any time say, don't you tell anyone. But I think maybe I can kind of subtly hint for the rest of the day. So what I do is, just throughout the day, I drop hints, like during story time. Okay, guys, sit down. We have a new book to read. This is called Snitches Get Stitches. See what it says. Out of the box came thing 1 and thing 2 with a sock full of nickels made just for you. Didn't work. Mom shows up, pick up little Dick. And at this point, I had kind of come to grips with what had happened. I was just, I was fine with it. So Mom walks in. First thing little Dick says, first thing out of his mouth, my teacher hit me. Now, at this point, like I said, I was done, so I just gave Mom one of these. She looks at me, she looks at him, she's like, your teacher hit you? Good. Grabs him by the arm, yanks him out of the classroom. The motto of today's story, the lesson is this. It's brought to you by the letter K for karma, bitch. That's it for me. I'm going to get out of the way for the real comics. Come on back up behind us soon.
Oh, God. I have a story about Little Dick, too. But I won't tell it in front of my mother. I'm kidding. That's actually going to be the name of my autobiography, Little Dick. I gotta say, I applaud that you're kind of like the pimp in the classroom, just backhanding children when they get out of line. I feel like they should be giving you a cut of their, like, Teddy Grams or some shit. Like, I'd be afraid. That's awesome. You're like a fucking pimp. Ballin'. That's what the kids are saying. Is there anyone here who knows who Don Rickles is? Yeah, Don Rickles, comedian. We lost him. He's a big part. Yeah, he's a big part of the comic community, and he is an incredible legend. And he passed away. And he was an insult comic, and he said a lot of awful, terrible things about people, which is what I'd like to do about you now. So, do we have anyone from Springfield in the audience? Oh, okay, perfect. I'll talk slower. No, I love it. I grew up in Springfield. I'm very excited. Next weekend, I'm raising money for Kaleidoscope, which is it's a fundraiser. It's a charity group that raises money for kids who are affected by HIV and AIDS. I'm not making any AIDS jokes yet. I'll save that for later. When you're a little more drunk. I'm kidding. But it's at the Westcott House. Does anyone here know what that is? Yeah, you all think it's that place that looks like a karate dojo. Don't fuck with me. No, I know I did. It's absolutely fabulous. So I'll be raising money there. Do we have anyone here who's Jewish? I know that's not true, but I'll go with you. L'chaim, Mom. Glad we decided to convert at this moment. If anyone in here is Jewish, I just want to let you know I'm not going to pick on you. You've had a rough time. You're not safe. I'm kidding. How are you doing, babe? Are you getting drunk? Oh, really? What are you drinking? Oh, okay, hold on. Calm it down, Dr. Cosby. What are you doing later? That's delicious. I might let you see my Camille. If you are drinking... Oh, fuck, I left my drink later. Fuck. Thanks, Mom. Seriously, that shit's never gonna get old for me. I love it. I kind of want her to come to all of my shows. She's kind of a baller. My mom's really amazing. My mom is fucking awesome. Okay, I know you just applauded her, but can I tell a not really embarrassing story, but can I tell a story? It's not super embarrassing. It's okay. So you guys, I was very honored. I won Miss Gay Ohio America in 2015. I was the first contestant ever from Springfield, Ohio to win. It was huge. So I won Miss Gay Ohio America, and my mother was there, and that was a really emotional thing for me because I think it was the first time you saw me perform. Correct? It was really awesome. So I'm the Miss America at the time did this fundraiser where she was doing like a 50-50 raffle where if you like bought a ticket or whatever, then half the money went to the charity, half went to that, blah, blah. And at the end of the night, they would, before they did crowning, they'd pick the winner, and then the winner would then always donate the money to the charity because it was for like kids or some shit, I don't know. Probably the one he beat. So, probably, I don't know. So, my mom bought like one ticket. Like, she didn't buy like a lot. She bought one ticket and she fucking won this raffle. And they told me backstage, because I was getting ready to go on to see if I won the pageant, and they said, your mother just won the raffle. And I said, oh, fuck, that's awesome. And then I started getting paranoid, being like, oh my god, my family can't win 2 things in one night. I'm fucked. Fuck this bitch. She's wrote it up. And then they said, yeah, your mom won the raffle and she kept the money. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Now if I did win the fucking pageant, they're gonna give it to someone else. They're gonna be like, that bitch. So I was like, fuck. So I go up on stage and they announce me the winner, and my mom comes up and she comes up, she's in tears and she's so happy I won, and she comes up and she has a $100 bill. And I was like, you're not tipping me with the fucking money. You are not putting, not on my hands. And then she said, what? I donated. My mom was also a little drunk at that point. I said, what? No, I donated that back. This is my Botox money. I have to be ugly for you again. I love it. That's my mother. I love her. Make some noise for my mom. Come out, support her, son, and the rest. She's the best. She's the best. And now it's funny because now I'm going to need Botox. So, ladies and gentlemen, this sex entertainer. Oh, that's funny. I've never seen bottom spelled that way. Ladies and gentlemen, this sex entertainer is absolutely fabulous. Scream and holler for Gary!
Hey, how about one more time for Amanda Sue? Isn't she lovely? All right, I can't tell you guys how excited I am to be here. Oh my God. Especially after the week I had. Monday, I went to the eye doctor and got my very first pair of glasses. You don't have to clap. But I'm a little, no, I'm a little pissed because I paid extra for that anti-glare, but when I got home, I could still see my wife give me dirty looks. Yeah, I got ripped off, man. And I would love to have that anti-glare too, because my wife and I argue about everything, like words. This morning we got into it over the word arachnophobia. Yeah, she said it was a fear of spiders. Hell, I thought arachnophobia was a fear of people from the Middle East. Turns out I'm just a big old dumbass. Which is why I went with the glasses instead of contacts, because, I wanted to look smart. I wanted people to think I'm smart. My wife said, well, if you want people to think you're smart, maybe you shouldn't talk so much. That's how she sounds because she's from the South, part of Michigan. Yeah, you've heard how much in-laws can be assholes. Yeah, try being a Buckeye fan and all your in-laws are from Michigan. Yeah, I had to pretend the first year I didn't even know what the hell football was. And I like football. But no, most of her family's hardcore haters too. They won't even say the name Ohio State because they're afraid to accidentally start that OHIO chant. Which yeah, they're afraid to start that, which makes me think they probably don't even make the O face with an orgasm. Probably just looks like this. Michigan. Blew it again. And growing up, our families did things a little different too, so that made me and my wife butt heads when we first moved in together. One day she pulled me into the bathroom and she's like, Carrie, why did you hang a pine tree air freshener on the toilet handle? Because you said we needed toiletries. Happy birthday! And if you guys have been in a relationship long enough, you're probably going to hear things like, why don't you listen to me? Why don't you pay attention to me? Yeah, me too. Like last night, we're at a restaurant looking over the menu. My wife said, oh, this looks delicious, but I I can't have sausage with my gallbladder. I said, well, babe, just order the gallbladder without sausage. Yeah. Which is exactly why I need that anti-glare, right? But I did something that surprised my wife last night. When we got the bill, I tipped the waitress over 50%. Yeah. And then when she fell the rest of the way over, I ran like hell. And that pissed my wife off because she can't run fast in high heels, but somebody had to get all fancied up for the Waffle House. That reminds me, I had a friend get married at a Waffle House. It was sponsored through a radio show, but they had a minister, so it was a real holy matrimony, followed by a holy shit. You guys have eaten there before, you know what goes on. And I knew the wedding was going to be in the Waffle House, so when the bride and groom opened up my gift, I was the hero when they saw those toiletries. I had to ask my friend, I said, why would you get married at the Waffle House? She said, well, you know, I just wanted something out of the ordinary for my 4th wedding. I said, really? Don't you think staying married would be a little out of the ordinary? Yeah, sanctity of marriage, my ass, right, guys? But yeah, probably won't get invited to the next one now, but if I do, I just hope it's not at the IHOP, the International House of Pancakes, because I don't have a passport. But I'm used to eating at places like the Waffle House because I used to be a truck driver. And old habits die hard, so if you guys want to talk after the show, don't be surprised if I cut you off. No, we can totally talk after the show. Just buy me a drink. One of the questions I get asked the most is how I went from driving the truck to doing comedy. And, well, after spending 9 years of sitting on my ass, stand-up sounded like good exercise. Now, the real reason is because other truck drivers kept asking me to tell them jokes on the CB, and, you know, I don't know where it's going to take me, but if I never get Hollywood famous, no big deal. You know, at least I can say I was semi-famous. Like I said, I was a driver for 9 years, so of course I was pulled over a lot. And I was lucky enough to only have one run-in with a dick in uniform. Yeah, there's this Girl Scout. Yeah, selling cookies outside of Walmart. She sees my big ass walking up, and she's like, hey, mister, have a free sample. But before I can take the cookie, she steps back and hurls it into the parking lot. I'm like, what'd you do that for? She said, well, I was hoping you would chase after it so I could earn my CPR badge. Little bitch. For the past few years, my sister's been a Girl Scout troop leader. And she gets pissed at my uncle because he never buys cookies from her, but he always buys those popcorn tins from the Boy Scouts. And here's the kicker. He doesn't even like popcorn. He just buys it so he can get the tin. To 12-year-old boys to talk to him. He's a flirt. I know, guys. I don't like popcorn either. No, my wife hates that joke. That's why I decided to switch out her uncle for mine. But you meet a lot of weird people when you've traveled as much as I have. I broke down in New Jersey within 5 minutes. The mechanic's telling me how he lost his penis. And I don't mean he just sat it down and forgot where he put it, because hell, we've done that before, right, fellas? No, there's a farming accident. He had it bit off by a cow. Yeah. Now, just the fact that he's telling me this, a complete stranger, and the fact that his crotch was that close to a cow's mouth, I'm guessing the guy was a little lonely. So I started to feel sorry for him until he told me that plastic surgeons were able to build him a new and bigger penis by using a little muscle and skin from his arm. Unfortunately, they made one little mistake, and now when he gets naked with a lady, he's got to explain that I love mom tattoo. Which is why I'll never get one. I don't have any tattoos. I don't have anything against them, but my wife has a couple, which makes her a little more gangster than me, I guess. But she's got a cross tattoo on her lower back, just to show how people, show people how religious she is. A couple of you read the Bible? All right. But I know most people call that a tramp stamp. I don't. I respect my wife. That's why I call it hot cross buns. Now, I used to be an over-the-road driver, just gone all the time. Until I found out my wife was pregnant, I wanted to come home and do things like take her to her appointments and help decorate the nursery and hunt down the father. Got any parents in the crowd? Few of them. Yeah. I got a 5-year-old son at home. He's super independent, so I hope he's still there. Before we left the house, him and my wife were reading that book, Going on a Bear Hunt. You ever heard that song? We're going on a bear hunt. We're going to catch a big one. Which ironically is the same thing I heard when I walked in the door tonight. Yeah, I just added that to the show, guys. I just want to let you know, I know where the hell I'm at tonight. But kids can be expensive too, right? Yeah. Like right now, my wife and I are saving up to get him some braces. You know how much braces cost? Yeah. It'll be worth it here in a couple years, though. We can stop carrying his ass around.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh, no, he did. Yeah, a little bit. Oh, man. People don't like kids that much because they think they're dirty. My son has bad habits, like he's a nail biter. We tried different things to get him to quit, like when he's at home, we make him wear his shoes inside the house. I love it when people don't laugh at that, because at least I know where the hell the toenail biters are. But no, I'm talking about his finger. Are you crying? I'm not that good, man. But no, I'm talking about his fingernails. And one time we tried hot sauce, and that was working great until he poked me in the damn eyeball. Yeah, I don't care what that old lady on the commercial says. You cannot put that shit on everything. When I was growing up, my mom threatened to smear cat poop under my fingernails when she caught me biting them. Yeah, crazy, right? Yeah, I thought so too, because we didn't even have a cat. But as a last resort, to get my son to quit biting his nails, guess what I did? I bought a cat. I'll spare you the details because it's kind of gross, but let's just say he doesn't bite his nails anymore. But now he won't keep his fingers out of Fluffy's ass. Kind of wish he'd go back to biting his nails. It's hard to have a date night when you have kids, right? Yeah. But last week I found out something we can all do together. Last week I took my wife and son to the longest running book club in America. Some of you call it church. But no, I've noticed something about church. Women dress more provocative than they used to, right? Yeah. Yeah. Hello. Facebook. But no, women dress a little more provocative than they used to. I saw one lady there last week. She was showing so much cleavage, I doubt even Moses could part it. Yeah. My wife and I still can't get over the cleavage on that woman. It was Pastor Nabel. Pastor Nabel's a real sweet lady. Can't wait to see more of her tomorrow. All right, guys. Before I get out of here, I'm going to do an impression. This is Abraham Lincoln. Even though nobody knows what he sounds like, it's still going to be fun. Okay? I just need a penny to get into character. All right. Abraham Lincoln. Thank you. I'm glad a few of you know who Abe is. All right. But no, that was Abe Lincoln from the neck up. From the neck down, it's going to be Magic Mike, but I still have some things to work out. I've been working on my Magic Mike impression, though. Tell me what you think. Happy birthday. Dude, I see the look on your face. I was not pointing at you, okay? I'm just trying not to lose my balance up here. Yeah, once you get all this shit swinging, you don't know where it's going to end up. But I know my twerk needs a little work, but I bet you Abe Lincoln wish he had some dance moves like that. Remember how the Gettysburg Address started out? Yeah, if Abe Lincoln could have shook his ass like that, I know he could have scored more than 4 times in 7 years. All right, I'm Gary Henry. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thanks so much for Gary, everybody. That's fantastic. I love that. That was absolutely, I love the play on words. And furthermore, I love food, once again. You talked a lot about IHOP, and I gotta tell you, I almost went to the International House of Pancakes today, you guys. I almost did. Don't judge me, there's a new one. It only has 50% of the cockroaches the other ones do. No, I came to town this morning, and I wanted to go hang out with my family a little bit, because I live in Columbus. So I came down, long trip. I came down and I was like, hey, bro, want to go get dinner? And he was like, yeah, sure. He said, what are you feeling like? I was like, I kind of want to get like a salad or something nice and light so I can be nice and petite for my show later. And he was like, oh, have you been to IHOP? I just said I want a salad. He's like, they have salads. Like, okay. Going to the International House of Pancakes for a salad is like going to Dr. Pepper for your chlamydia. It doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't get why you thought, well, it's good. Okay, tell me one of their salads. Tell me one of their salads. They have a salad, or they take a pancake, done. Nope, done. You can even talk about all the fruit. They can put lettuce in that fucker. I'm good. Well, it has a maple syrup drizzle. Of course it does. And it comes with the side, the diabetes. I absolutely love it. Also, I want to apologize to your friend for biting his penis off. I want to say I'm sorry. And it's his own fault for saying he was uncut. I love that. Okay, this is my favorite night ever because I didn't think I'd be sitting at the gay bar listening to Jesus jokes. You guys, I did not. I don't even have a joke about that. I want you to let that sit in. I'm a dude dressed in the front row at a stand-up comedy show where the guy's talking about Jesus in a gay bar. I'm like Tammy Faye Messner, if you know who that is. That's pretty much my life right now. And I love that you talk about your family bonding. Do you guys, anyone here have their family members with them? Any relatives in the, no? Anybody? Well, I mean, who are you? That's your brother, okay. Oh my gosh, that's fabulous. What do you guys do as like family bonding? Anything fun? As like, you're Jewish. You guys, I'm telling you what, you really did have a rough couple breaks. I'm not gonna lie. My last name's Moberg. I'm sorry. It had nothing to do with that. I'm sure your family bonded in that time as my family did. Never mind. Family bonding is so weird. It's weird nowadays. Like, I feel like my family bonding is different than when I was a kid. I was the youngest, so my family got to bond over whether or not I should go to juvie. That was a great time, mainly because they didn't have a choice whether or not they got to go there. It's court ordered. No, I'm kidding. I didn't go to juvie. I was very close once. Can I tell you why I almost went to juvie? It's bad, you guys. I hope you're ready. So when I was a kid, I decided to prank phone call a teacher. Awful, right? I accidentally called that bitch 17 times. I left 17 different voice messages ranging from 2 to 12 minutes. And I said, okay, here's the funny thing. She was a student teacher at Shawnee, go Braves. And she also was teaching part-time at Clark State Community College, where I wasted thousands of dollars. So that way I could be dressed like this in front of you tonight. And I didn't have her personal phone number, but I knew she was a teacher there, so I looked her up in the index. Because this is before Facebook, I couldn't just like get all of her, I couldn't get her social by Googling her, fuck that. The voice operating system was very confusing to me, because they said, like, you can leave a message, or you can press 3 to record again. And I thought that meant, like, you were recording, like, that one wasn't going. So I kept trying to get it right. And I was doing an impersonation of her. So, they called me in. And they called my mother, and they said, Mrs. Moberg, your son has done a horrible, horrible thing. And they sat me down with my mother and the police officer, and they played back all of the messages. And I gotta tell you, that shit was funny. I don't know what the fuck her problem was, but there was nothing more uncomfortable than sitting next to your mother who is gonna fuck you up. Like, I knew I was grounded. I was like, I almost want Judy, because this bitch is gonna hurt me. Like, can I get a police escort home? And then listening back to a cop, and I'm listening to it, and I just think I'm hysterical. So they're playing it back, and you're not going to get the impersonation, but I'll do it. Hi! My name is Mrs. Clark. What's your name? So the reason this bitch was hysterical to me is because one time I asked her if I could borrow the stapler, and she said, stapler? Yeah, can I get the stapler? You want the stapler? Yeah, I do. Like, oh, I don't know where the stapler is. I'm like, oh my god, it's inside of her right now. Oh my god. She is fucking our stapler. You can keep it, Mrs. C. You can keep it. So, she looked kind of like a bird. Thank you for applauding that. She kind of looked like a bird, too. So I just thought I joked that she lived in a tree, and I shit you not, this was in the report, because there was a report. She said, because I said, I'm with my family in the tree. That's what I said, that point blank, what I said. She told the police officers that I threatened to kidnap her kids. I'm 15. What the fuck am I gonna do? Like I'm some like Islam terrorist, gonna like have like a shaky webcam or some shit, like tell her you love her one more time. Like what the fuck am I gonna do? Fuck me. She's like, I feel very threatened by him. And that's how she said it, because that's how she sounded. So they played back the things for me, and it was totally frightening. It was absolutely horrible. And my mother, of course, is irate, because I'm like trying not to chuckle. I've got like the church giggles. I'm like, you know, it's just awful. So I'm trying not to like burst out laughing, because I think this is just so preposterous. And they see me start to chuckle a little bit, and the police officer says, Mrs. Moberg, would you like us to drug test your son? Because, your regular son, who's whatever, this is your son on heroin, prank calling a teacher. And I love my mother, but she said, yes. So then they took my fucking little ass, and which I gotta say, this is probably the moment I knew I was a homosexual. They sent me into the men's room, and they had a hot police officer watch me pee into a cup. I couldn't help myself. I'm like, you like what you see? And that's the story of how I ended up pregnant. That's an absolutely true story. So make some noise for Mrs. Clark somewhere, reveling in the fact that I didn't even get in trouble. Like, that's the fact. They sent me to unofficial probation. That's the fucked up thing. They said it's not official, it's not on a record, but you have to check in with us, and we're going to check in with you. And I said, oh, okay, cool. I was like, this is very, like, we're dating, but we aren't. Are we Facebook official? Like, what is this? I just want to know. Am I taken? Can I go see Champaign County? They said we were going to have you come in. We're going to make sure you're doing what you got to do. And I said, I'm fucking in high school for like 9 hours a day. I come home, I'm grounded. I don't fucking do anything. But they said, and by the way, we're going to continue to drug test you. And I said, ooh, can I get Officer Daniels? He and I have a thing. So, they sent me in, and they did drug test me every fucking time, which I was fine with. Because it was before I met Pop Cookies. If I met Pop Cookies, this would be a very different scenario. But they said, as your final part of your punishment, you have to write her an apology letter. And I did. I felt legitimately sorry for sending her 17 messages. I felt like 2 would have been tasteful, but 17, that's a lot of repetitious stuff she had to listen to. I feel like, who gets the job of listening to the prank phone calls at the cop station? Like, that's the best fucking job ever. I want to do that. I'd be like, I'm stealing that. That kid's funny as fuck. So, like, they said, you have to write her an apology letter. So I wrote her this long apology letter, and it was very heartfelt. And at my last session, I had to turn it in. No, I had turned in the session before. So I went to my last session, and they said, just so you know, we reached out to Mrs. Clark, and she doesn't want your apology. Thank you, Mom. I was like, so what have I been doing this for? The bitch is still crazy. And I don't really have I don't have an end for that joke. I know that bitch, she's just a bitch. That's the end to that. She's a fucking bitch. And if she ever shows up on one of my shows, I'm going to tell that story for the rest of my life. So if you have a drink, please raise your glass. If you don't have a drink, go to the bar and get one. We're going to actually do this. I don't remember what her first name is, but I'm going to call her Trudy. Because she sounded like a Trudy. If you have a drink, please raise your glass. If you don't have a drink, go to the bar and get one. They're absolutely delicious. Here's to Trudy and her awful shoes. She'll take all your money and drink all your booze. Well, she's no virgin, but it's not a sin, because she's still got the box that her cherry came in. Cheers. Clink, clink. Thank you for the golf claps. It's the most athletic I've ever sounded. So this is actually a really exciting thing. We're going to take a quick little break so you all can get up and dance. We have our 2 headliners coming back. I'll be here talking some shit. And it's going to be absolutely fabulous. I'm probably going to change. I might do a number. Should I do a number? Is that weird? Yeah, okay, I'll do a number. I'll change. I'll do a number. I'll do something funny. Mom, settle in. It's going to get worse. Actually, can I get, I don't get this opportunity a lot. Can I get 2 shots? Should I try to get my mom a little drunk? You guys, she might never come back. She's like, you said you weren't going to talk about me. Well, you sat in the front. Yeah, can I get 2 shots of something delicious? Not Jaeger. Will you do Fireball? Fireball, yeah, she'll do that. Yeah, 2 shots of Fireball. You guys, I love my life right now. This is what I call making it. You guys, getting drunk on stage in front of a bunch of friends and my mother. Yeah, good. It's really, really funny because my dad was at home and he didn't want to come out. My dad hasn't gone to the movies in 15 years. He hasn't gone to Harry Potter, the first one. He just doesn't go to the movies or shit. So my mom's like, would you no, I'm good. So it was kind of early that we left because I got here a little early. And the famous last words, and my mom's like, I just don't want him to starve. It's like my father was the most precious baby ever. She can't leave him alone. I love it. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, and they're in Jaeger glasses. Perfect. I'll take that. Thank you. This is for my mother. Get her nice and fucked up. Jeez. It was actually funny. When she watched me get ready in the back, she'd never seen me do my makeup. And I said something butthole, and my mom said, God. You picked the wrong night to come, Mom. I'm not gonna lie. The only other events my mother seen me do is win a pageant where I'd be classy, and she's seen me host Pride. Which, by the way, I'm back to hosting Springfield Pride. I will be back this year. You're back! I'm very excited and honored, and it's a huge thing for me. Growing up gay in Springfield, I never fucking thought that was going to be a thing. I mean, I always hoped for it, in the same way that I hoped that officer was going to let me suck his dick. But that's the good thing about hope. You gotta hold on to hope. Gotta hold on to it. If you have a drink, please raise your glass. If you don't have a drink, go to the bar and get one. If Fireball was water and I was a duck, I'd swim to the bottom and never come up. But Fireball's not water, and I'm not a duck. And I'm doing this shot because I'm a man to punch fuck. Cheers! Wait, Thanks, Mom. Put this on her tab, by the way. She's got money. Okay, so we're going to take a quick 15-minute dance break. Then we're going to have our two headliners come up. I'm going to do a number. It's going to be absolutely fabulous. So go out, have a cigarette, go get a drink. We'll be right back. Go to the bathroom. I know you all probably have to pee. If that exciting. We will be right back. Diesel, the dance floor is now yours. Who's having a good time? This bitch ain't going to come out unless you guys scream a little bit louder. Who's having a good time tonight? Awesome. Who's drinking? Give it up for Six. Just like masturbation. I always say, DJing, if you want it done best, do it yourself. I'm kidding. Make some noise for Summer Night, our DJ tonight. I used to always make fun. I didn't always, but for a long time I made fun of Summer because she worked at the Taco Bell, and I would always, girl, she fucking worked at the Taco Bell, and I would get a little intoxicated and roll up in that motherfucker at 3 a.m. saying, I want the Summer Night discount. That means free, or as few people say, gratis. Is anyone here bilingual? Perfect. Okay, cool. Nobody. I speak a couple different languages. I speak gay. Stop. I speak heterosexual. So. I speak a little Spanish. No. That's all you really need to get by. I speak fluent Springfield. Hi, y'all. What's up? Hi, y'all. I speak a little, and I mean a little, drag queen. Yes, queen! Yes! Ow! Yes, I don't have anything planned. I was just talking. That's not even a bit. That's just, well, you want to see my bit? No, okay. My mother's here. This is awkward. Mainly because I thought there'd be more. No, I'm kidding. You guys, when they asked me to do this, they're like, we wanted a funny queen. And I'm like, oh, I'm super fucking serious. And I kept waiting for the punchline to be like, funny looking. Which I'm like, well, that's why Gary was here. I'm kidding. Make some noise. We had a comedian named Gary, right? It's really awkward if there wasn't a comedian named Gary. I had like 4 names I had to remember. I couldn't do one of them. I was like, fuck that. I had my Tourette's. I told you. Vahid. How do you pronounce it? Vahid. Oh fuck. I was way off, and that makes me sound really racist. I'm sorry. I was like, He's like, no. Not at all, white boy. Please tell me how you're not privileged. See, if I made that joke, it's funny. If you couldn't remember the name Amanda, you're like, what the fuck's wrong with him? Why can't you remember Amanda? So you're Jewish. Yeah. You want to spin my dreidel? I'm just kidding. No one can tell. It's actually really funny. Can I tell a really awkward sex story? It doesn't. Here's why it's awkward. It doesn't actually involve any sex. That's what hurt. And I shit you not, this is totally real. So every other Friday night, I host strippers in Columbus, Ohio, and it is one of the best gigs ever. Make some noise for strippers. They are fucking awesome. Yes, I love strippers. So I was hosting strippers. Yeah, Shelby hosts strippers. 50 Shades of Shelby. Number 20 is coming next, girl. She's a fucking full-fledged drag queen now. I love it. So I host strippers, and the dressing room at the bar I work at is really weird because it's a big dance bar. It's like, which was kind of weird getting ready here because I'm so used to that while I'm doing my makeup. And I'm just like, while I'm getting ready, I'm feeling myself. And getting ready in total silence with your mother watching you Very different. Very different piece for me. I'm just like, so how's Dad's glaucoma? Oh, honey, it's fine. He's on a pill. Cool, Mom. It's totally different. It's not what I'm used to. So my dressing room is really, really fun because it's just a long hallway, essentially. And there's a room, because we have a lot of girls from RuPaul's Drag Race, there's like a private dressing area. But if the girls aren't there, we use it as overflow space. So I go into my dressing room after the last show, and I'm packing up my stuff, and all of a sudden I hear something in that dressing area, and I'm like, oh fuck, I thought I was here alone. So all of a sudden, this guy, who I've never seen before in my life, comes out of the dressing room with his pants and underwear around his ankle, just cock out, just like, it's a locked dressing room. You have to have a code to get in, there's like a pass. I'm like, what if my strippers walks out with him? So it's pretty obvious what's been happening. So I'm just like, I look at him, I'm like, really? Like, can't you wait till you get home? So all of a sudden, they go to his station, which is like a fucking table, like that. It's like a table. And they go there, they talk for the guy never pulls his pants up. And they talk for 2 seconds, and then walk back there, like they're gonna finish up. And I'm like, are you fucking, you're caught, hello, you're done now. I'm right here, I'm not fucking, you. It's not like I have an invisibility cloak like Harry Potter or some shit. Like, I can see you. So they go there, and I walk back. Mom, earmuffs, you might not want to hear this. And I see this slutty bottom with my stripper, and he literally spits on his hand, rubs some on the guy's dick, and put it in his asshole. Okay, first off, he's a stripper, so he's got a sizable penis. How loose is your asshole that it just takes a little spit? Bitch. Think about your life. Furthermore, AIDS, maybe wear a condom, maybe you don't know this guy, you just met him, sure. So I literally go back, I catch him and said, no, you're probably done, you're gonna leave now. And he said, what? Like, I'm the fucked up one. No, I'm not the one getting barebacked by a stripper in the back dressing room of a bar you've probably never been to. I was like, no, you're gonna leave now. And he's like, am I? And I'm like, I am still a dude, I will hit you. I will. Bitch, give me a reason. I said, if anything, I'll take off this heel. So I start getting nervous because I go back to my head okay, you're done. So I start getting nervous because they don't immediately start leaving. I think if you're caught having sex in public, the moment's gone. In my personal opinion, at least that's what happened in JCPenney. I'm kidding. It was a Kmart. So eventually the stripper comes out and he's got his underwear on and he comes up and he said, look, I'm so embarrassed. This is really awkward for me. Would you like a turn? Yeah, sure. Let me take off my 7 pairs of pantyhose, my tucker, my underwear, my duct tape, and let me go fuck this guy really quick, and then let you have your shot. No, I don't want to fucking turn at this random sloppy bottom. He's like, well, he seems like a nice guy. Don't they all? So then the sloppy bottom comes out, which sloppy bottom is, it's kind of like him. Kidding. Sorry, had it coming. So then the guy comes out, he finally puts his pants up, and, I just caught him trying to take a big penis in his butthole. And he naturally turns to me and says, this is really embarrassing for me. Would you like a turn? As if they talked about it. Could you just imagine, getting fucked and then all of a sudden someone catches you and be like, oh, this is awkward. Should we offer them a turn? It's like when your friends come over for, game night or something. You're like, oh, I don't have any games. And they see you playing Monopoly. They're like, oh, well, we would invite you, but no. It's so awkward. So then, shit you not, I make the guy leave, and he got all huffy and pissed off. So then, this is really good gossip. So I'm standing by the bar, and the bar is closed, and I'm standing, and there's a guy by the restroom, and I kind of recognize his face, and I'm just like, what are you still doing here? What are you doing? He's like, ooh, girl, it's been a night. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, what's up? He's like, girl, I can't find my boyfriend. All of a sudden, from down the stairs comes the guy, and they leave together. Bitch, I caught his boyfriend getting fucked in the butt by a stripper in the dressing room. God, bitch, I gotcha. So then here's the fucked up thing. So I don't know my friend's name. I know him, but I don't know him. Like in the same sense that you meet someone once when you're drunk, you're like, ah. So literally, I just recognized his face, and I couldn't help myself. I said, yeah. That's all I did. And then the boyfriend looked back at me, he was like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. So the moral of the story is, if you're gonna get fucked in my dressing room, at least offer me a turn. Speaking of it, hold on, fuck.
I didn't know my notes.
Speaking of getting fucked in the dressing room, this next entertainer offered, and I said, maybe later, I had Chipotle. This is... That was the shittiest joke I made all night. Oh, by the way, do you want a table, the next entertainer? Do you want one? I'll put it.
Please stop it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want his babies. I think it's a boy. I could be wrong. Here's Ash! Hey. Caitlyn Jenner's a woman. You might surprise me. I don't know.
Motherfucker.
Usually I don't have this big of a problem at having her go down in front of a woman.
Ash, everybody!
Hey guys, my name's Ashley Art. I like the boat. I don't really do much, so I mostly just hang out with my daughter. She's 6 years old. She's a good kid, and not too long ago we started out at a new daycare, and I, come to pick her up in my everyday hobo chic attire. Baggy shirt, baggy sweatpants, nothing special. And she sees me from across the room, and her eyes light up. She runs to me, and very loudly and proudly she exclaims, "Mommy! You got dressed today!" What the fuck? Yeah, honey, Mommy gets dressed every day. Get your shit, let's go home. She is a good kid, though. She's actually the product of my first love. My first love had lasted a long time, unfortunately. I've really only been in a relationship with one person, but I feel like I've dated many people due to his multiple personalities. Why I now have multiple cats. But I grew up here in Dayton, and I strongly feel like my childhood kind of sculpted me into the magnificent, sexy baked potato you're staring at. Growing up, my family would always put me in these huge, ridiculous, frilly dresses and curl my hair and parade me around like a poodle in the dog show. And now they wonder why, as an adult, I dress like a homeless lesbian. But growing up, my father, he was a plumber, and my mom, she was a crazy person. Friends would always be like, "Hey, Ashley, how come we never hang out at your house?" I don't know, do you really want to spend your afternoon watching my mother try to train the goldfish to do flips in the tank with her finger? While my little brother does somersaults back and forth across the room in front of her because he has the mind of a goldfish. Is that what you want to do today? Not only was she completely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, as she was a major bitch. It's fine, I'm not angry, but in high school, my friend came over and she was a hardcore vegetarian, she loved Bambi and shit, right? And after spending no more than 10 minutes being interrogated by my mother at the table, she got up. She took a piece of leftover steak out of the fridge. She carried it to my room and she ate the whole thing cold because, quote, "talking to your mother makes me feel like this animal deserved to die," unquote. So there's a little snapshot of my adolescence. So it may come as no surprise that I grew up with a hankering for dysfunctional people. I'm often reminded of this when I get a text message from my ex, an ex text to food. Ex-text. Once a month I wake up to a fucking train wreck, much like a menstrual cycle. And I'll get streams of messages on my phone like this: "I'm on acid. And I miss real, but I have this intense fear I'm going to end up on people at Walmart. Like, I don't even know what happens. Like, I'll leave my house in a super classy outfit to go, like, pick up dry erase markers, headphones, and toothpaste. And, like, the next thing I know, I'm, like, blacked out, like, drowning in fluorescent lighting. I'm, like, lost in the middle of the craft aisle, crying, wearing nothing but turquoise sweatpants, just holding a big fuzzy alarm clock, 4 soccer balls, and a gun. I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know, I recently read this article, and it was about a female shark who ate her male shark tank mate. And, like, I just want to tell you guys that I get it. Like, I know a lot of you will read this article, and you'll think, like, oh my God, she overreacted. She must have been on her period. What a bitch. No. We don't know what that female shark had to go through in that tank with that male shark and for how long she had to go through it with them. We don't know. They were just in that tank like that together. We don't know how many times he probably cheated on her, how many times he put her down, made fun of her dreams, made fun of her butt or how she dresses like a homeless lesbian. We don't know. That shark swam around the tank for 23 hours with his dead body in her mouth just chewing on it. We know some shit went down. I don't know, lately I've been trying to, eat healthy and count calories, go to the gym, just trying to, lose some weight, and I've been making these, fruit smoothies, and they're not really that bad. I usually put, spinach in them, frozen berries, chia seeds. Occasionally I'll add some psychedelic mushrooms in because I still have a drug problem, but, pretty healthy. I think I mentioned my cats. I love them. They're not huge fans of me, though, apparently holding them hostage in my lap and making them dance while saying, "Shut up and let me go. This hurts, I told you so." It's not appropriate feline bonding behavior. But now I have an app where I play with virtual kittens and I bribe them to my yard with toys. It's called online dating. Speaking of online dating, my friends made me get a Tinder. Tinder! You ever want to be forced to look at a minimum of 20 penises a day of all shapes, sizes, and wart counts? Get a Tinder! It's ridiculous, though. I'll just, be casually checking my notifications. My daughter will come up from behind me. "Mommy, what's that?" "Nothing, honey. It's a burnt turnip. Go play." Go play. All right. Thanks for listening to me say stuff. Bye.
Make some noise for Ash, everybody. Yes. I just want to say I find it incredibly ironic that you said homeless lesbian. Because I gotta tell you, I know the fact that every lesbian has one home, and it's Home Depot. And that's where they belong. That's where they belong. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for your headliner tonight? I believe you are in fact the headliner, unless there's a secret, unless fucking Merv Griffin or some shit. Is he dead? Unless he's gonna rise from the back. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome to the stage. I believe I've personally seen him in Dayton, Ohio, at Wiley's. Have you ever done Wiley's? Yeah, you have? Okay, I think I've seen you there before. I'm actually familiar with some of your works, and I'm excited to laugh at them again. Just like the Tinder profile photos I keep sending her. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome to the stage. Your headliner tonight, Johnathan!
Keep it going for all the people that you saw. There was more of them than that. It was a long show. So I'm trying to get my phone to work here. I never know if my phone is messing up or if I just have Sprint. That's could be either. Good beer night. Late show Saturday. Fucking no one's going to church tomorrow. That's what I hear. One guy. Yeah, this ain't the crowd for that shit. I'm not very religious. I don't go to church, but I do follow God on Twitter. Close enough, It's hilarious. He's always like, "Thou shalt not pee in the pool," or whatever. It's a good follow. I feel like if I was gonna go to church, I'd probably go to that Solid Rock Church down 75 right by Kings Island there. That's a church for me, big fan of cocaine. And I really have some, you know? I used to think that the name Solid Rock was short for like Solid Rock and Roll Church, but after the indictment, I started thinking Solid Rock and Re-Roll. Like that's... A couple of you understand cocaine terminology, that's cool. This is what I'm partying with later. A couple of my friends didn't know that church got busted selling cocaine. And I was like, really? How else do you think they could afford to build a $2 million statue of Jesus? Twice. I don't like the new one, the $5 footlong Jesus, or whatever they call it. I like the old one, the touchdown Jesus. That was good, right? Would have liked to have been on the crew that got to rebuild touchdown Jesus. I think that's a good job, right? Pretty sure resurrecting Jesus is a lofty addition to any resume. Who's not going to hire you now? Be like, I'm sorry, sir, you're just not what we're looking for. You know? Be like, really? Did you see where I resurrected Jesus? Be like, yeah, we did. And we still don't see how that qualifies you to be a surrogate mother. Good day, sir. That joke ends. It's good to be here tonight. I like the decor of this place. It's like fucking New Year's Eve every day here. Just ringing in the New Year, day after day. Cool. People are like, I think it's St. Patrick's Day. You're like, not fucking here, it's not. Putting up clovers and shit. St. Patrick's, that's a fun holiday as an adult, right? St. Patrick's Day. Not so fun as a kid. You remember that shit? You have to dress in green. Go to school, and if you see someone who's not wearing green, you're supposed to pinch them. That's a good message for kids, right? Hey, kid, if you see something different, see someone who's different, fucking hurt them. You know? Ringing in the new year. I'm guessing you guys skipped right over International Women's Day. I probably didn't. Not a popular one around here. It's a real holiday now. I guess sometime in March. I haven't really pinpointed the date just yet. Anybody celebrate? Anybody do the International Women's Day? One liar. She's like, I'll play along. I can't help but question that International Women's Day probably isn't actually international, you know? Like in Pakistan, it's probably like, don't kick a woman, you know? Between 10 and 10:30. You don't get the whole day. I celebrated. I did a show down in Cincinnati on International Women's Day. I figured that was fitting, right? Do a show down in the Queen City. And I started thinking, I'm not even sure that's what they mean by Queen City, you know? Do they mean lady or the other guy? I asked the audience when I was there, I asked them the same question, and a guy in the audience was like, oh, no, that's Columbus. Queen City. I'll take your word for it. I don't know. Maybe that's not true. I was like, if they do mean lady, someone should tell the queen she has a highway running through her downtown, and that's not very ladylike. I asked if there was going to be any Coke at this party, and they gave me this, which is pretty much a no. It's good to be here in Springfield. I like it here. I feel safe here. Guess I shouldn't. Guess I like, fucking got him. Did a show a couple nights ago up in Detroit, Michigan. Not so safe, you know? Definitely this place feels like heaven compared to... Don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's nice places in Detroit, but not even where the fuck I was. At one point, my GPS was like, in 0.2 miles, duck down and pray. Not a good area. And I was going to do a show at Detroit Correctional Institute. Typically, they don't put that in the nice part, you know? It was a good show, though. I had to do the all-female prison. If you ever wanted to feel like Justin Bieber for a day, you know? That's where you go. Felt like I smuggled in some contraband, just having balls. You know? Pretty popular. After the show, a lot of prisoners came to me. They wanted to give me a hug because they were allowed, I guess. I wasn't on board. I was afraid that maybe I'd said something during the show to offend them and was going to catch a toothbrush in the neck. I don't want to go out like that. I don't think anyone does. Shanks are real, guys. I was watching Netflix the other day. They had a prison show in there about Shanks. One of these prisoners got caught hiding a scissor in their rectum. Yeah, it's pretty dangerous, right? You're not even supposed to run with scissors in your hand. You know? This wasn't even a pair of scissors. It was just one scissor. Not like a little scissor. This was orange handle. I assumed the handle was orange based on the size of the blade. You couldn't see the handle, you know, because they showed an x-ray of it inside the guy. I like to think there was a handle, you know? I think if there was no handle, it kind of makes it less of a weapon and more of like a home defense system. Nobody's breaking into that butthole, you know? Get a nasty cut. I recently stopped smoking weed. Just right back there in that room. Figured, fuck it, there's no one else in here, you know? I did not like that joke at the prison. You ever got so stoned you start thinking it's a bad idea to go to work? I don't have a joke for that. I just wanted you guys to know how I feel. Fun crowd. I like doing shows here in Ohio. I think people from Ohio, nice, well-rounded people, they have a great sense of humor, you know? Anywhere you go in Ohio, really. I did a show a couple of nights ago up down in Rio Grande, Ohio. I don't know if you guys have ever familiar with that place. You might have seen it on a map, you might have heard of it before, but you can probably pronounce it Rio Grande, because you can read. But they like to pronounce it Rio Grande, because that rhymes with Ohio. I was like, that's fucking stupid. You know? It was a college that corrected me. I was like, well, you can call yourself Rio, but you're missing an H. I don't know where it goes, you decide. Wasn't too hard on them, because Rio is also the home of the Bob Evans farm. I love Bob Evans, big fan. Like, I'm not gay or anything, but I would definitely go down on that farm. You know? I don't know that you have to be gay to go down on a farm. I just don't picture a farm having lady parts. You know? See a lot of udders and cocks. You know? The show, when I left Rio, I had to go to Detroit. I drove to a place in eastern Ohio there called Licking County. You guys familiar with that place? It's a real place. They called themselves anything. Went with licking. Power to you. It's funny though, I was on the highway driving through this Licking County, and a 100% true story. On the highway driving through Licking County, came upon a red light that I assume was probably like the main road there through Licking County. And I was into this red light, and I noticed that to the left, this road was called Licking Valley. Which I thought sounded provocative. They did this on purpose, too, because to the right, this road was called Brownsville. Folks, I know a joke when I see one. That's kind of a mean joke too, because I think they were trying to paint the highway. You know? Couple of you got it. Someday when I put some money together, I'm going to go back there and open up a restaurant right where those two roads meet that serves nothing but freshly tossed salad. Call it Shooters or something. Maybe something funnier. Speaking of bad restaurants, I know this Waffle House last night because I haven't had the shits in a while. This is like a real Waffle House too. Like even their hand dryers had a little smoker's cough, you know? Drying my hands, it was like. I kept waiting for some phlegm to like shoot out. I was thinking, maybe that's what the soap is. Maybe. I hadn't been to a Waffle House in a long time either, so I asked the waitress, I was like, hey, sweetie, what do you recommend? And she was like, Burger King. Helpful woman. Been trying to eat healthy lately. That was my New Year's resolution to eat healthy this year. It's expensive to eat healthy, right? Seems like they make anything that's good for you costs like an arm and a leg, which is ironically the same price as diabetes. No matter how you look at it, that joke's pretty sweet. Try to stop eating fast food. That's not good for you, you know? But, if you're going to eat fast food, here's a tip. Always pay with a 50. Right? Because most of these kids suck at math. This works great. Now, I went to Arby's the other day, ordered $13 worth of food, paid with a 50. They gave me my food and $56 in change. It's free food and gas money. I guess they thought I paid with a 70. Whatever. Those are rare. I say rare because here in Ohio, you guys have that Fifth Third Bank and probably get a 70 there. They're not very good at math either. Call ourselves Fifth Third, so it's something that makes sense. You know? 1 2/3 bank. Some of you aren't laughing. You see, 5 doesn't go into 3. So joking. Maybe you're not laughing because you just found out your bank sucks at math. Taxes, you guys get your taxes done? That's another deadline coming up. Tax season's the only time of year I wish I had a bunch of kids. Fucking jackpot, right? That's how you get the money. You get a huge tax credit these days, right? For per kid, you get like $3,800 per kid. That adds up. And no matter how you want to look at it, that's pretty much a kickback for making another taxpayer. That's how I look at it. Right? You're supposed to be able to afford kids. You don't need a tax credit, you know? You're not supposed to need the government. They're just like, hey, here's $6,800 over the next 18 years, and he's going to pay in way more than that. You know? It's a fucking scam. That's what it is. I don't think it's fair. Like, how come I can't get a tax credit for realizing I can't afford a kid? Right? That's a responsible decision. That's how you get tax credits. Responsible decisions, you know? Go to college, buy a fuel-efficient vehicle, some compact fluorescents, you get tax credits. How come I can't get some sort of, hey, thanks for pulling out, not burning our system credit, you know? I'll save my receipts if that's the problem. Whatever kind of tissue or towel or my girlfriend's face, whatever. Come up with a clever name, you know, you can call it the pull-out payout, I don't know. Come up with a slogan, don't be a dummy, leave it on your tip the point in. Maybe for this place, it'd be like, don't be crass, leave it as that. I don't know. Thinking on the fly here. I like this floor. It feels like it would be a cool floor to, you could play pretty much any game on this floor. Cool game like Seaman says or something. Just 30 more minutes, guys. It's fun. I didn't know it was going to be this late. I should have got a hotel. Supposed to drive home there. Stayed in a nice hotel yesterday. It's rare. You don't get that very often. So, the place I stayed last week was really bad. That's on par. A lot of times you gotta stay in awful places on the road. The place I stayed last week was pretty bad. It was gross. I mean, it was my house, but it was disgusting. Someone just cleaned that place. I tried to clean it once. I found this out. Did you know that if you go to Walmart and you spend over $100 on just cleaning supplies, you too can be a suspect in a homicide? Try it out. That's your life. I love doing comedy. It's a fun job. I love. It's weird because a lot of people are afraid of public speaking, but some of us love it. I'm not afraid. Not afraid of public speaking. I'm more afraid of the day I stop having boners. I mean, that's going to be a bad day. I'm going to be upset. I'm probably going to punch my dick right in its face. Just right between the eye, just... I'm not ready to watch the game show network kind of punch, I assume that's what you do when you stop getting boners. You watch the game show network. You ever seen the game show network? Every commercial on the game show network is definitely aimed at one specific old as shit type of person. I'll walk you through one commercial break here. It's always like, the first commercial is always like, you should try this new drug. And the second commercial comes on, it's like, you should try this new drug. And the third commercial comes on, it's like, did you try that first drug? Call 1-800-BAD-DRUG-NOW. Like, even their commercial breaks have become little game shows where you gamble with your life. Well done, network. Trying to think of some dirty shit. I don't really have a lot of dirty jokes. I got a weird compliment. The other day, a chick told me I had a really nice neck. Well, that was weird, because dick isn't that hard to spell, You just went with that. I don't even know what to do with that neck thing. It's just fucking like. The other day, a friend of mine informed me that the next time he sees me, he's going to punch me right in my cocksucker. That's how he said it. So I informed him that I suck cock with my shoulder. Like a man. Man does. So, any NASCAR fans? More than I expected. I love NASCAR season. It just came back recently. I'm a big, love NASCAR season. Not because I'm a fan of the sport. I just think that during the race is the safest time to go to Walmart. Just be in and out. The whole place is empty. Sometimes you gotta pay for shit. You can just leave. Pretty great. I don't know if you guys have seen this. A lot of grocery stores these days are putting doctors' offices in. That's fucked up. That was a good idea. I'm pretty sure we were keeping those buildings separate on purpose. I don't think you're supposed to lure sick people with a food supply. That's not. I don't think we thought that shit through. I don't know what the recipe to zombies is, but fucking that probably. Sure, it's convenient. That's what people always say. It's like, oh, it's so convenient. Yeah, so is pulling the toilet right up to the dinner table, but we don't do that fucking shit either. It'd be Waffle House, you consider it, but... good school either. You know, the only place I haven't seen a doctor's office so far actually is a Walmart. That's ironic. I think it seems like something that would be right up their alley. I feel like maybe there's a law that prevents you from having both a doctor and a McDonald's. You know? In the same roof. I don't think that's legal. You'd have to like upgrade to like a fancy Subway Walmart. Pinky out. I don't even know why people make fun of Walmart. I shop there all the time. It's usually the go-to store to make fun of, but when's the last time you went into a Kmart? That's a shithole. Every time I walk into a Kmart, I feel like my shoes need shoes. I don't want to step on this floor. Like, a lot of people say they don't give a shit, but I feel like Kmart's trying to prove it. Like, day in and day out. They don't care at all. They'll ship your pants, you know? You guys remember those commercials they had like a long time ago where they were almost cursing? They were like big gas savings. They would give away gas cards. Kmart, big gas savings. Yeah, they're online, but they would ship your pants for free. That was the whole commercial. We'll ship your pants. You know? Like, oh, you immature fucks. I'll write these commercials. All right. I gotta wrap this up here soon. I do have I talk about restaurants all the time. I have a t-shirt that I try to sell after shows. If you guys are interested, it says, ireviewrestaurants.com. It's not funny, but it does give you great service. At every restaurant you wear it to, so... If you guys are interested in that thing. I do accept cash, all forms of credit card, Percocet, whatever you got. Also carry change for a 70 in case that shit ever comes up. Let's see, what should we talk about? I was watching they had one of these murder story shows on the other day where they talk about what crimes people committed. They had a guy on there who killed his wife on their honeymoon. I was like, well, that fucking shit didn't last very long. And then I thought, this guy's brilliant. Like, can you imagine the stress of planning a wedding and a murder at the same time? They want to give this guy the death penalty. I'm like, shit, we should give him the Oval Office. Clearly, this guy knows how to get some shit done, Plus, he's like half Kennedy, Way better than the guy we got now. You guys don't agree? That's fine.
We agree.
You're like, no, we agree. It's just common knowledge at this point. Recently got married. Not really excited about it. You guys are about right. I was kind of excited about it though, because I've always wanted to have an affair, Step one, you gotta get married, Step two, find a slut. Anyone? She's a good girl though. I think I married a good one. She's fun. Like the other day we got in a tiff. She gave me one of these out of nowhere. She was just like kind of, I was just like, hey, don't flip me off. She was like, I didn't. I fisted you. I was like, on the second thought, I'd rather just flip me off, actually. The second one sounds aggressive. I don't know where that comes from. She's not even that aggressive in bed, typically. Typically she does this one move where she just likes to play dead. She got that advice. That's terrible advice. I feel like maybe she got her advice mixed up. Like with me, she plays dead, but if she ever encounters a bear, she'll try to seduce it. Especially if it's like a sexy bear, A Berenstein bear with pants and literacy, Berenstein's got deep pockets. It's a Jewish joke. It didn't do well. probably the only one I'll do tonight. I don't know much about Jewish people. I don't even know what Hanukkah means. I think it means throws like a girl. But I didn't think that'd work here. Alright. You guys, how about a hand for all the people, the club here, the Club Diesel, for having us out here tonight? Cookies, I can't remember the name of the podcast, but thanks for having us on here. Did we just lose? Nope. Mike's like, wrap it up, fucker. We're getting there. I got some tickets if you guys are interested. If you guys ever do go to the Dayton Funny Bone, I'm going to be there coming up here. And I'm going to be there April 18th with Dustin Diamond. I don't know if you guys remember him. Screech from everybody's a real asshole. We'll fucking see together. I've never met him. I'll be working with him. I'm there all week though with another comic, Dale Jones, very funny guy. If you guys want tickets, I'll have tickets afterward. Just you guys don't have to buy a t-shirt. I'll just give you some tickets. I have some different stuff to say. You guys, yeah, I'm around a lot. You guys have to Google. Everything I said tonight, by the way, is true. If you guys don't believe me, feel free to Google it or Bing it if you're weird. Does anyone prefer Bing to Google? Anyone? Of course not. Why would you? Right? All you have to say is for porn. Is it better? I'll try. If it's not better, I'm going right back to Google. I feel like nobody tries Bing, right? Because all you have to say is, I Googled it, and that's the end of the fucking argument, right there. Right? You can't do that with Bing. Like, try to just be like, dude, no, you're wrong. I Binged it. You're going to be like, shut up, Tim. You know? Fucking weird. I think it's easier to trust Google. I don't know. I think, they've been around longer. They have more search results. They're more established. Hell, we both come from a white background. I think it's easier to trust. I think that makes sense, but go on. I think if Bing wants to be successful, they should change their name. Like instead of calling it Bing, they should have called it Bang, right? People love to bang stuff. Like, sure, it's fun to Google Taylor Swift. It'd be a lot more fun to bang Taylor Swift, if you had the option. Plus, it's funny, right? People like funny. Even the app would be hilarious. You can just call it finger bang. It would work. I'm not saying this will make it more successful than Google. It's just my Bing Bang theory. Too clever? All right, that's fine. That's fair. Do you have anything else I wanted to talk about tonight? Gotten scared. I don't know if you guys noticed, I'm wearing my wedding ring on my middle finger because I've lost so much weight I can't even keep it on my index finger anymore. I feel like the older I get, the skinnier I get. Might be a disease. I don't know. Should get that checked out. I feel like I'm starting to wonder if I'm even American. That's where I'm at. Maybe made in Taiwan. I don't know. Gotten so skinny, my dog doesn't even beg for food anymore. He's just like, nah, you keep it. He's a good dog. He's always looking out for my well-being. Like some days he'll bring home like birds and squirrels. You should brother eat. The other day he brought me home an application. He doesn't think this whole comedy shit is working out. It's like, you ain't my manager. I don't really have a manager. Not since I fired my dog. I had to fire him. He's not even that smart of a dog. Like every time he takes his shit, he wipes his feet. I think where the poop come from, Where you clean? There's a lot of smart dogs out there. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I saw this. There's a school in New Zealand that they'll teach your dog how to drive. That's a real school. Like a dog that can drive. I mean, that's my dog is fucking way down here, you know. Dog that can drive, that'd be. I don't think that would be handy at all. I don't know why you would ever want your dog to not drive, ever. Like, it's not even like you're teaching them how to drive. All you're teaching them how to do is steer and work the pedals. It's not like you're teaching them how to read and see color, you know. Good luck at that first red light. It's not gonna work. Plus, I hate when my dog begs for food. Wait till he starts begging for gas money. Begging bitches in the back seat. That's not gonna work. That's the correct term. I'm not a rapper, you know. I think the only reason this school exists, though, is because some people love dogs too much. Like, some people love dogs more than people. I gave this little test to determine this. Like, by round of applause, like, clap your hands loud and proud if you know that chocolate is poison to dogs. And that's most of us. All right, now, clap your hands if you know that honey is poison to infants. Not as much applause on that second part, guys. Which means that someone found out about that chocolate thing, and they were like, hey, we got to get the word out. Tell everyone you know. And then someone heard about that honey thing, and they were like, hey, there is a way out. We got to keep this to ourselves. I feel like I should have left on that one, but a couple other things I wanted to do tonight. Are you guys good? You guys want me to wrap this shit? I got about 15 more minutes of shit I want to talk about. You guys cool with that? Too much? She's laughing. She's like, no, fucking wrap it, dude. I got a bigger laugh on the wrap it there. Alright, yeah, alright. I'll leave you on one more, and then we'll get the fuck out of here. It's getting late.
Urgent keep, bitch.
I'll keep going. I don't give a shit. I did a charity show for a buddy of mine not too long ago, and it was for a really good cause. And I didn't even want any money for doing the show. You know, I just happened to be available. I was in the area. I was just like, you know what? I'll just come by. I'll do the show. It'd be great. We'll make some money. And that was what I thought our agreement was. But this guy, he's kind of a known prankster, you know. So I get done with the show, and after the show, he comes with, and he hands me an envelope, and I'm like, oh shit, you know. Like, I knew that instantly this is gonna be something fucked up, you know. So he hands me an envelope, and I open up the envelope, and inside there was a check, and I was just like, oh shit, you know. And I started reading, and it was a check for $80, and in the memo line he wrote, for renting your butthole. Which sounds funny until you try to cash the check. You know? Yeah, the teller came up to me and she was like, I'm sorry, sir, we can't cash this check. And I was just like, well, you know, he was just kidding. And she was like, well, he forgot to sign the check. We don't dispute that that's what he did it for. It's right to my face. You know, I did get her back, though, because once he signed the check, I took it back into Fifth Third. And she said, is there any particular way you'd like to have this back? And I was like, yeah, I'll take a 10 and a 70. Just want to see if they have them. Maybe not. I'm not leaving on that piece of shit. All right, let's try this. This might work, this might not work, I don't know. Everything I've told you tonight, though, is pretty much been totally true up to this point. I've embellished some things for comedic reasons and whatnot. But this next story that I'm gonna tell you, I didn't embellish this story a single bit. I'm gonna tell you the story exactly how it is, because frankly, it doesn't need shit. It's a pretty good story. A couple weeks ago, my estranged mother, who I've never met before in my entire life, biological mother, hits me up on Facebook. She sends me a message, and I know it was her because she said, hey, this is your mother. And the name matched. So I was like, all right, that's probably it, you know? So she hits me up on Facebook to ask me if she can have a kidney for one of her friends. There's a lot of things wrong with the sentence I just said. And we're going to go through them one by one real quick. Because, first off, I've never met this woman. And I feel like that's a little bit bold right off the bat. You know? Like, there's a hierarchy to favor asking. You know? Typically, you want to start with something small. Like, hey, you going to eat that? I feel like that's possibly a good starting point. And maybe ask to borrow some money. Maybe come live with me for a few months, you know, then 6 months later, hey, what are you going to do with that kidney, you know? Like that's the proper amount of time, maybe. Proper hierarchy, favor asking. The second thing is that she hit me up on Facebook. It makes it sound like, because it wasn't even for her, you know, like, so she didn't even hit me up because she thought it was like a good match. It was like she was just rooting through her attic, looking for the kidneys she made about 30 years ago, you know? And then it dawned on her that they're still out there walking around. They can be tracked down on Facebook. That's bold. I respect that, honestly. I respect that out of her. This is only actually the second time I've ever told that story, because it's pretty new, but the first time I told that story on stage, I closed with it, and a guy came up to me right after the show, and he was like, is that true, what you said up there on tonight? And I was just like, yeah, actually, it was all true. He was like, really? Honey is poison to infants? My name's Johnathan Craig, folks. Thank you so much.
Noise, that was fantastic. Yeah, so you guys have a fabulous evening tonight, Springfield, Ohio. Yes, make some noise for your incredible bar staff right here at Diesel Bar and Nightclub. They're absolutely so wonderful. I'm going to give a special shout out to all of our entertainers. Scream and holler. They're going to stick around for a minute. You're going to show them love and love. Make some noise for Vahid, Zach, Gary. Oh, is that Zach or Jack? Well, his name is Zach now. I've changed it. I'm like Prince. You're now a sign. Gary, Break was awesome. Ash, and of course, Johnathan. I want to also remind you, of course, you can check out the podcast from this evening. It is We Don't Have Cookies, which is really fucking depressing still. I'm still waiting for cookies.
I've been saying that for years now.
Figure it out. Maybe Betty Crocker. Maybe. I'm going to make some noise for our DJ Summer Night up there in the booth. Okay, not that much. Okay. I want to remind you, of course, we have events going on each and every weekend right here at Diesel Bar and Nightclub. Please find us on... Okay, sis. Message got. You can find us on Facebook. These entertainers, absolutely. One more time, make some noise for all of your comedians tonight. Absolutely fantastic. I hope you will all come out and join us again. I'm sure we're going to do this again, right? This was absolutely fabulous. We'll do it again. Until then, you all have a fabulous evening. We're going to play some dance music. My name is Nick Moberg, also known as Amanda Sue. You all have a fabulous evening. Good night, Springfield!
Thanks for listening. Tell your friends about the show and leave a review.